When you think of her, you should think of fire, but fire is never born gentle. Fire and secrets sleep under every stone. In Slavic mythology, whispers Nogi, mentor and legend, the Kikimora is a spirit that exists in the shadows. For those with darkness in their hearts, she is vengeful. For the innocent, she is a protector. It's up to you to choose, but choice in this world is a luxury. Eve's childhood was shattered by men with a mark, a symbol older than memory, more cruel than fate. They took her father, tried to take her too. She survived, but not untouched. The making of a ballerina assassin. Growing up within the infamous Ruska Roma, Eve is raised not on fairy tales but on survival. Her memories are fractured. Echoes of a sister she cannot recall, a mother lost to the system's brutality, and a father who only wanted her to live free. But there is no freedom here, only the endless rehearsal of pain and power, of beauty sharpened into weaponry. Every day in the theater is a test, every dance a lesson in violence. Strength has nothing to do with whether you win or lose. The director lectures. He is beating you because you're allowing him to define the terms. You want to win? Change the terms, improvise, adapt, cheat, fight like a girl. For Eve, every lesson is a scar. Every mistake a ghost. She moves through her world like a shadow, silent, watchful, and calculating. But the pain inside her is not a wound. It's a compass. Unlike Tatiana, her friend and rival, Eve's suffering is a fuel that drives her, hones her, and makes her sharper than any blade. When Tatiana disappears, a warning is delivered. Your childhood was taken. This pain is what drives you. Tatiana, there is sadness, not pain. There is a difference. The test. Fate's cruel waltz. One day, everything changes. Eve faces the ultimate test, not just of skill, but of identity. She must protect the daughter of a powerful client, using nothing but her instincts, training, and a modified 3D printed Glock. Reinforced, untraceable, and deadly. But assassins are waiting. The hotel is surrounded. Chaos erupts. Gunfire in the corridors. Whispered threats over comms. And the constant sense that every shadow holds a knife. You try to convince yourself that fate absolves you of your actions. A voice taunts, there are no choices. Does that make what you do any easier? It makes what I do necessary. Eve's mission spirals out of control, and with every step, the line between protector and avenger blurs. The hunt. Enter the Continental. When the smoke clears, Eve is left with more questions than answers. She checks into the Continental, that legendary sanctuary where the world's deadliest come to play by rules older than empires. But this isn't a vacation. It's a hunt. I'm looking for the tribe with this mark, she declares to Winston, her eyes cold with purpose. Needing to know is what got us banished from the Garden of Eden. Are you prepared to be cast out again, Eve? Winston warns. Yes. I'd like to go hunting. The answer is always the same. Rules and consequences. The mark belongs not to a tribe, but to a cult. Murderers who kill for sport, not for business. They have no code, no boundaries, and they're waiting for Eve to make her move. Family ties, ancient betrayals. Inside the Continental, secrets unravel like silk. Eve learns that her quest for vengeance is tangled with betrayal stretching back generations. The cult, she discovers, is tied to her own blood. Her enemies are also her kin. She meets the Chancellor, a cold, ruthless patriarch, willing to sacrifice anyone, even his own son, for the sake of tradition. Someday, all of this will be hers. The Chancellor tells young Ella, the girl Eve must protect. My son tried to deprive her of her true heritage. You put a contract on your own son. You may have noticed we don't take well to outsiders meddling in our town. Eve faces her own sister. Long thought lost. The reunion is explosive. Two lives forced down different paths. Two sides of the same cursed coin. You're forcing children into this life, just like they did to me. Number, I chose this. Or did fate just find another path for you? At least here, we're honest about who we are. No Kikimora lies. The battle for the soul is just beginning. Rules and consequences. The war begins. A war is brewing. The cult has broken the ancient truce. If Eve is not called off, the entire Ruska Roma will be destroyed. Students, family, even the pets. A deadly game of chess begins. If Eve survives until midnight, there may be peace. If not, total annihilation. But peace was never an option. The director, the unseen hand behind the curtain, plots in the shadows. Perhaps I can send someone to solve the problem. The Baba Yaga, leave the wolf to its prey. But Eve won't run. She sent you here to kill me? That's up to you, or you can leave. I'm not leaving. Fire and fate risen from the ashes. As midnight nears, Eve becomes both hunter and hunted. Assassins roam the streets. The Continental's halls echo with the sound of violence, and the cult tightens its grip. Ella, the girl, is caught in the crossfire, a symbol of innocence, the hope that maybe, just maybe, the cycle can end. You don't choose to be a killer, you are chosen. But Eve, she chooses herself. Bullets fly, bodies fall, allies become traitors, legends clash. Eve versus her own blood. Eve versus fate, Eve versus the system that made her. This isn't done until they're dead. When you think of me, you should think of fire. The echoes of combat are like music, violent, desperate, and beautiful. Eve improvises, adapts, and cheats, using every lesson drilled into her bones. She is the Kikimora, avenger and protector, myth and monster, daughter and demon. She does not wait for fate to find her. She writes her own legend, one gunshot at a time. The end is just the beginning. As dawn breaks, the world holds its breath. Eve stands alone, bloodied but unbroken, staring at the ashes of a past she refused to inherit. You may have cut the snake's head, but the body still lives. The system endures, the rules remain, but something new stirs in the ruins. Hope, perhaps, or just another fire waiting to catch. You will always be weaker, always smaller. You want to win? Change the terms. Eve has changed everything. The Ruska Roma will remember her. The cult will fear her. The Continental will never be the same. But Eve, she's not finished. She is the vengeance that cannot be caged, and the protector who never forgets. When you think of her, you should think of fire. Risen from the ashes, again and again and again. This is more than a recap. It's a legend in the making. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe and follow for more epic movie stories from the shadows of the John Wick universe.